Hey guys, so today's video is just going to be an everyday, just an everyday makeup look, a really kind of toned down eye as far as shadow goes, and just a neutral lip. So if you guys are interested in an everyday type look, please continue watching. Okay, so the first thing I'm doing is just applying this moisturizer all over my face. And it's just a sample one that I had gotten from an order from Sephora, and I applied way too much of it. So you're just going to rub that into your skin really well so you're nice and moisturized. The next thing I'm doing is going in with Benefit's Porefessional, and I'm just going to prime my entire face with this. And it doesn't take very much, a little bit goes a long way. And then same with the moisturizer, just rub it in so all of your skin is covered. The next thing I'm doing is I'm going in with my Makeup Forever HD foundation, and I'm just going to start by dotting that all over my face. And just in case you're curious, mine is in the shade N125, and I'm using a Sigma F80 flat Kabuki brush, and I'm just buffing this into my skin kind of in a, mostly in a circular type motion. Once you've got that all done, then next I'm going in with the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer, and mine's in the shade NW20. And I'm just going to go underneath the eyes and do like an upside down triangle, and then putting some in the corners of my nose because I tend to get a lot of redness there. And then I'm going to also dot some that's left over on my finger just right onto my eyelids to cover up any veins. And then I'm using a Sigma F86 tapered Kabuki brush, and I'm just going to pat this concealer into my skin. I'm not going to do circles, I'm not going to really swipe it, I'm just patting it in. And typically you want to work from the outside, the farthest point, in towards your nose. Next, I'm taking MAC's Prep and Prime in the color Radiant Rose, and I'm going to do a couple streaks under each of my eyes, and I'm just going to do a few more on my forehead, down my nose, and then a little bit that's left over on my chin. And then I'm going to go back in with that F86 tapered Kabuki, and just like the concealer, I'm just going to pat this right into my skin. And this is just going to give you a nice radiant glow underneath your eyes. This step is totally optional as always, but this is just a step that I prefer to do. And if you guys are interested in seeing this look with more budget-friendly brands, I can do that too. Next, I'm going in with this white shade, and it's called Emphasize, and it's a Pro shade by MAC. And I'm using a Sigma F35 brush, and I'm just using this to set that under eye concealer, just to make sure nothing creases under there. Next, I'm going in with MAC Studio Fix powder in the shade NW20 and a powder brush from Real Techniques. And I'm just going to lightly dust that all over my face just to lock my foundation into place. And that again is an optional set. Next, I'm using Hoola Bronzer by Benefit, and I'm just using this contour brush from Real Techniques, and I'm just going to do a light contour just below my cheekbones just to add a little definition to my face and just make it look a little bit carved out. I don't want anything too dramatic because this is just like an everyday type look. And then I'm going to go in with this buffing brush from Real Techniques back into that Hoola bronzer, and I'm just going to sculpt out my forehead area with that. And I just like to use this brush instead of that contour brush because it's a little bit bigger and I just think it works better in that area. And then for blush, I'm using this NYX Illuminator, and I just got this. It was my first time using it. And I'm using a Real Techniques blush brush, and I'm just lightly dusting this on my cheeks, and I really like the color. It has a little bit of a, like an iridescent type glow to it, and I just think it's so pretty. Next, I'm going in with this Smashbox highlighter, and the name of it is Shimmer, and I'm just using a setting brush from Real Techniques, and I'm just going to lightly pat that right on top of my cheekbones and then kind of up to the high point of my eyebrow. And then I just brush whatever excess down my nose, on my forehead, and on my chin. Next, I'm doing my brows, and I'm using the Anastasia Brow Wiz pencils in soft brown and ash blonde. So I just go ahead and I comb my brows out, and then I take soft brown and I line them. And I line mostly the outer part with the soft brown color. And then I just kind of really lightly fill in any sparse areas, and then I take ash blonde and I fill in the innermost part of my brows. That way you just have the inner part just is a little bit lighter and it just looks a little bit more natural. And then I'm going back in with that spoolie and just kind of blending it out. And then I'm just taking this Shella, I think that's how you say it, brow highlighting pencil, and going underneath my brows to clean up the line and make sure it's nice and even. And then I'm just using this Real Techniques brush to kind of blend that out. And this just will make your brows look flawless. Next, I'm taking this Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel and just going right over my brows with that, and this will just lock your brows into place all day long. I mean, I filmed this tutorial hours ago, and as I'm doing this voiceover, my brows are still just like they were when that dried. Next, I'm using Urban Decay's Primer Potion, and that's just going to go all over my eyelids to prime them for shadow. And then using the Naked Basics palette, I'm going to go in with the shade lips, I'm going to go in with the shade WOS, which is the, oh sorry, no I'm not, I'm going in with the shade Foxy, which is the second one. And I'm just going to blend that into my crease and then just kind of buff it all over my eye. And this is just going to make a nice transition shade. And I really like using this Naked Basics palette for everyday because you can get a few looks out of it and it's just really simple. Next I'm using a Bhumi Mega Shadow brush, and now I'm going in with the shade WOS, and I'm just going to pack that onto my lids. And I'm going to stay just on my lid with this. I'm not going into the crease or anything. Next, I'm going in with the shade Naked 2, and I'm just going to go in the crease with this. And this is just going to add a little bit of depth to the crease and really make your eyes pop. And I'm not using too much of this. I really want this to be a toned down daytime look, so just a little bit. Now I'm going to go in with the shade Faint, which is this dark brown shade, and I'm just going to do the outer V area of my eye with this, and then into the crease a little bit, not too much. And once again, this is just going to help to add a little bit of depth to your crease. And right now this line looks kind of choppy, but we're going to go in first and highlight under our brows, and then we'll blend it out. So I'm just using this shade Venus, which is the first color in the palette, and just highlighting under my brows. And I'm using a Real Techniques brush. I'll list all the names of the brushes down below. And then now I'm going to go in with my Sigma E40 brush with nothing on it, and I'm just going to buff everything out so that there's no harsh lines and everything is just nice and seamless. Now I'm going to use this Milani Shadow Eyes pencil, and I'm just going to line my waterline with it, which this didn't really work out too well, so if you have a different white or nude type liner, I would try that first, but just any white or nude shade, because I just wanted my eyes to really look bigger and brighter. And then I'm using this NYC liquid liner, and it's just in black, and I'm just going to line my eyes, which everybody kind of has their own technique for doing eyeliner, so I don't really have any pointers on this. If you guys want to see a tutorial on how I do it, I can do that, but I kind of messed up my other eye today. This really is my favorite liquid liner. I think it is the easiest one to use, and I even have a couple felt tip ones, and I prefer this to those. Next, I'm just curling my lashes, and I'm going to apply 2 coats of mascara. The first one is the Rimmel Lash Accelerator, and it's just in black. And then after that, I'm going to go in with the L'Oreal Voluminous Carbon Black and apply that to my upper and lower lashes. Next, I'm taking this NYX Butter lipstick, and I will list the name of the shade down below. I don't know it off the top of my head. And I'm just going on my lips with this. It's just a nice nude kind of pinky color. And then I'm taking a NYX Butter Gloss. I think this is in the shade Maple Blondie. And just going right over top, so you just have a nice pinkish nude daytime lip. Nothing too dramatic. Like, this would be a perfect lip for work. And that's it. So I hope you guys liked it, and I will see you next time. Bye!